If you're a beginner, I mean, you are someone who is just starting life from scratch and you just made your first millions, whether it is 1 million, whether it is 2 million, 5 million, or 10 million, don't use that money to buy a piece of land. It doesn't matter how you made the money, whether you made the money by selling a product or a service, or you were able to save your way into millions. Don't use your first millions to buy a piece of land. That is one of the worst financial mistakes that you can ever make as a beginner. I mean, someone who is just starting life from scratch. In this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly why it is a wrong decision for you to use your first millions to buy a piece of land and what you should do instead. Before we dive right into it, if you are watching my video for the first time, my name is John Agbo. On this channel, we are all about the money. So right here, I share tips and strategies on how to make, manage, and multiply your money. So if you love content like this, then you want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscription here on this channel is free. Just click on the button down here below and also turn on the bell icon so that anytime I upload a new video here, you'll always be the first person to be notified by YouTube. So if you are just getting started with life and you've been opportune to make your first millions, don't use that money to buy a piece of land. And the reason is that land does not give you cash flow. Land can only give you capital appreciation. If you buy a piece of land, that land cannot give you cash flow. It can only give you cash flow when you are able to erect maybe a rented apartment on the land. Otherwise, just buying a piece of land and then abandoning it is not going to give you cash flow. It will only give you capital appreciation. So if you just made your first millions, it is not a wise financial decision to use all of that money and buy a piece of land, because that land will not give you cash flow. Instead of buying a piece of land, what you want to do is to reinvest that money so that that money can keep bringing in cash flow for you. And there are different ways that you can reinvest your first millions to ensure that you are consistently getting cash flow into your bank account. Number one place that you can reinvest that money is to reinvest it back into the business that made you the millions in the first place. I mean, you were able to run a business and that's how you made your first millions. So instead of using your first millions to go and buy a piece of land that won't give you cash flow, it is better to reinvest that millions back into the business that made you that millions so that that business can grow, it can expand, and it will continue to give you regular and consistent cash flow. Another place you can also reinvest your first millions instead of buying a piece of land is to get better working tools. So you can probably get a good laptop, you can get a good phone, you can just get a good working equipment depending on what you are doing. You can upgrade your working tools that will help to increase your productivity. Another good place that you can also invest your first millions is moving into a better apartment. I know this might sound ridiculous, but it's just the truth. When you move into a better apartment, when you move into an apartment that helps you to think well, it will also increase your productivity. That's the reason why you find out that sometimes when you go into a well-furnished hotel to lodge, you are able to think better. You are able to work better compared to when you are working from your house. The reason is that that hotel has a very comfy environment that helps to increase your productivity. For someone like me, when I started working in the online space, I was working from a single room self-contained where I was living with my family. And from that single room self-contained, I was actually running my online business. And from there, I was able to move into a one-bedroom flat. In that same one-bedroom flat, I was still using my bedroom to run my business. So most times when I want to work, probably maybe I want to shoot a video like this one you're watching right now, my wife and my kids will have to excuse me. And same thing was happening when we were in the single room self-contained. They will have to excuse me. All right. But one thing I noticed is that when I moved from the single room self-contained into the one bedroom flat, my productivity increased. Why? Because now we have two rooms to work with. Even if I'm in the bedroom working, they can probably move into the living room to stay there for a while. And then from there, I moved into a two-bedroom flat. So in that two-bedroom flat, my wife and I now have our own bedroom to ourselves, while the kids have their own bedroom to themselves. I also noticed that when we moved into that two-bedroom flat, my productivity also increased. Because now I just have to talk to my wife to excuse me because I want to make a video. I don't have to talk to the kids anymore. They now have their own room to themselves. And today, the place where I'm staying, I mean, this entire room we are seeing here, is my home office. So I don't have to tell anybody to excuse me anymore. And now that I have my office to myself, I can walk in anytime, make my videos anytime I want. I don't need to beg anybody to excuse me because I want to make a video. And I realized that my productivity has 10x. Why? Because I am able to move into a better apartment that now helps me to work freely and comfortably. So that's your first million that you've made. You can actually invest it by moving into a better apartment, because that can help you to actually increase your productivity and also help you to make more money, because that has actually been my case. The amount of money I make right now is far worth more than what I make compared to when I was living in an apartment that never actually aided my productivity the way I wanted it to be. Another good place you can also invest your money is in stocks. When you invest your money in stocks, it can help you to earn regular cash flow through dividend. That is, if you invest in dividend stocks. And also, you are going to make money through capital appreciation. So you are basically making money in two ways when you invest your first millions in stocks. And the good thing about investing in stocks is that you can decide to liquidate your stocks anytime you want, and you're going to have your money in your bank account within 48 hours. This is far better compared to buying a piece of land, because when you buy a piece of land and it is time for you to sell that land, trust me, it's going to take you a whole lot of time for you to eventually get a genuine buyer who will actually pay the kind of money that you want to sell the land for. So this is one reason why it is good for you to actually invest your first millions in stocks compared to buying a piece of land. And by the way, if you want to learn more on how to invest in stocks, you can join my free stocks investment masterclass. The link is right there in the video description. I'll also drop the link in the first comment of this video. In the masterclass, I go deeper to share with you exactly how to get started as a total beginner, how to invest in stocks, both in Nigerian stocks and in the US stocks, and also how you can profit from your stocks investments. So once again, the link is down there in the video description. You can also find the link in the first comment of this video. So that brings us to the end of today's video. If you find it helpful, do well to like this video, and also if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, quickly go ahead and do that and turn on the bell icon so that anytime I drop a new video here, YouTube will send you a notification. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.